All right. Hey, baseball fans, good evening. I, I, MV, I still see you on the Discord, and I sent you a message. So it's going to depend on what I play, depends on you. So I downloaded the BBX files and imported, and there's something wrong because I have the Shanks Bingo League 0507 2023, which is the latest version, but your BBX file is wrong. This is showing Des Moines at 3-0, Jersey at 2-0, and Mudville at 2-0. It's showing you as 0-2. When we did opening night last night, you and I split a doubleheader. So I don't want to play any games on this. So I'm going to hang out here for a few minutes. I know this is Robert's big reveal night, so probably won't get anybody in here, which means I'm just going to do a game of out of the park baseball probably. In fact, I'll go ahead and fire that up just in case because I do not want to do anything with the Howie Shanks League because there's definitely something amiss here, and I'm not sure what. Not sure what it is. It's showing recent games, um, but it's it's showing even the wrong teams because Mudville didn't play NSL back on the 12th of April. So I know over there it's geez, 2:06 a.m. Hopefully you'll hear this and come on and see because there's something I miss. Something I miss, something I miss, something I miss. So in the meantime, I'll see what ooh, look, the Spellforce franchise is on sale, folks. You might want to pick it up. It's good stuff in Spellforce, by the way. And I've been playing Darkest Dungeon 2. It's awesome. I'm going to be doing that on the new channel. Oh, my goodness gracious. So, really hoping MV comes on here. But if not, I've got Out of the Park ready to go. Hmm. Archmage Rises, haven't tried this one yet. So many games I haven't tried. So I'm going to message in the Discord here. Let me see. Where is it? Okay. Yep. So I'm typing this in. Will play an OTP game. Unless you guys, um, unless you guys started the season over, I have no idea. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down Action PC Baseball because if I play any games, it's going to mess everything up. We'll just play Out of the Park. Unless MV comes in and lets me know what's going on. I wasn't able to make his broadcast. So I don't know if he was simming out a season and that's the wrong file. Because I put into my league folder and that's my only BBX in that league folder. I'm going to double check just to be sure though, off screen. Yep, Shanks Bingo League. And hey, bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Yeah, good, decent start. Decent start. I'm 1-1. So, but I think that MV posted the wrong BBX because I shouldn't be at 2-0. So I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm going to an out of the park game. Anyhow, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. Yeah, I think I have a better team. One you would like. It's a lot more power. Yeah, I think it's the wrong because I imported it. I'm like, this isn't right because on opening night last night, he and I split a doubleheader, and it's showing me at 2-0 and him at 0-2. And I know he's been doing a lot of simming on the league file, and I have a suspicion that he might have selected the wrong one. So there we go. And I don't want to mess it up. Anyhow, man, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so we're just going to do out of the park baseball. And I'm going to change what it says on the tin here. All right, so OOTP24 baseball, because the incorrect BBX was posted in Discord. There we go. And it's not Grove versus Walsh. I have no idea who's playing. All right. Let's look at this Major League schedule here and see what's going on. See who's playing what and whom. Oh yeah, I mean I could get Steve's, but the thing is MV did some games before I came on. I couldn't make it on any earlier, so because so MV went back. I guess so. Steve did the broadcast last night. I didn't do any last night. MV did one or did some games today, and that's the problem. If I import that, I lose what he's done. So just have to wait, and that's fine. That's fine. Just do one broadcast, and it looks like we're gonna do a Red Sox Yankees game. How about that? Or maybe, maybe not. Nah, I don't want to do Red Sox Yankees. That's kind of old hat, isn't it? Let's do. I'm going to finish today. I don't want to. Attention. Andrew McCutcheon suffered a day-to-day injury. Bruised thigh, moderate effect. Recovery is expected to take 5 days. All right, well, that's going to hurt the Bucks a little bit, but let's get back to the schedule and see what teams. All right, looks like we're going to do the Cardinals and the Cubs at the Cardinals. It's going to be Three-Finger Brown against John Tudor. I think that's what we're going to play. So sorry, folks, until I know what's going on with that file, I can't move forward with the Howie Shanks League, unfortunately. All right, Cardinals, home screen, continue, important message, and Jason Kendall's injuries. Okay, there we go. Anyhow, let's do this. So great rivalry, the Cubs and Cardinals. Maybe not quite as storied as Dodgers Giants, and certainly not Red Sox Yankees, but this is a good one too. So let's do it. Let's have some fun. And thanks, World's Worst Gamer, for coming in, and the two lurkers that we have here. Yeah, doing well, doing well. I haven't started the new channel yet. Getting some stuff lined up that I'm going to be doing on there. I was playing Darkest Dungeon 2 today, which is absolutely brilliant. And played some Age of Wonders 4 when it released last week. It's really good. I'm actually thinking of waiting until Diablo 4 releases and kind of jumping on that bandwagon quickly. So that may be, I think, hold off on the new channel until then. I think. Because I still don't have a name for it yet. And I want to change the name of this one. All right, for the visiting Chicago Cubs, leading off at first base, the peerless leader Frank Chance, batting second at short, Joe Tinker. Batting third and playing day-to-day in center field, Hack Wilson. Batting cleanup in right field, Sammy Sosa. Batting fifth at the hot corner, Ron Santo. Batting sixth and catching, Gabby Hartnett. Batting seventh in left field, Rig Stevenson. Batting eighth at second, Ryan Sandberg. So we won't see Tinker to Evers to Chance, at least at the beginning of the game. And Three-Finger Brown will take the mound and pitch ninth. Brown, in 2 games, no wins, no losses, a 4.3 earned run average for him, a 5.1 strikeouts per 9, 3.6 walks per 9. For the hometown, St. Louis Cardinals, leading off at shortstop, Ozzie Smith batting second and playing day-to-day. Right field, Stan the Man Musial batting third. At second, the Rajah Rogers Hornsby batting cleanup. At first base, Albert Pujols batting fifth. In left field, Chick Hafey batting sixth and catching, Joe Torre. Batting seventh, third baseman Ken Boyer. Batting eighth in center field, Johnny Hopp. And batting ninth and pitching, John Tudor. In 1 game, no wins, no losses, and a 4.91 earned run average. And he has struck out 2.5 batters per 9. So Brown with a slight edge in this game. Overall, The Cardinals, however, favored. So let's go to the ballpark, to Busch Stadium, new Busch Stadium. All right, we certainly need to fix this. Nice view of the park, but oh, I like the default camera for this. That looks good. All right, so here we go. So John Tudor ready to deal to Frank Chance. Let's check the weather at game time here at Busch Stadium. Partly cloudy, 50 degrees is your temperature. Wind going left to right at 10 miles per hour. And Tudor's finishes one of the pitches. And let's do the nice panorama around Busch Stadium. Been playing some MLB The Show. Hey, there's cousin Ken Castro. Heading around Busch Stadium. And John Tudor ready to deal to Frank Chance. And here's the pitch. And Chance swings. This one grounded to second. And up with it is Rogers Hornsby firing on Pujols for out number 1. Clee baseball fan, 879 here at Busch Stadium. So Tim, continuing, I think it was game 117. Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, that you just did. And you're continuing Cleveland Indians replay. So good stuff there. All right, here is Joe Tinker. Tinker hitting .231 in the season. John Tudor fires it in to Tinker. Tinker swings, and this one a base hit up the middle. Joe Tinker will be aboard at first. So speed on the base paths for the Chicago Cubs here with one away, and it brings up Hack Wilson. So Wilson hitting .256, 11 runs batted in, 2 round trippers. Tinker with his leadoff first. Tudor a check of the runner, and the 1-2 pitch to Hack Wilson. Swung on. This one lined to shallow center and moving forward and to his right. And making a nice catch is center fielder for the St. Louis Cardinals, Johnny Hop. The baseball. Hey, there, MV. The BBX that you posted is not the right one. That's why I'm doing this. I imported it, and it's showing my team as 2-0, and I know that you and I split a doubleheader yesterday. Okay, it should work. What I'm going to do is I'm probably not going to do a Howie Shanks League tonight. If Cousin Ken hangs out, depending upon how he's feeling, I'd rather do a continuing in the KCCL, but I'll pick it up tomorrow night. So we're all good. I'm sorry I missed your broadcast. Ended up having to take care of some other stuff. I tried to get up here. By the time I did, you were done. Tim says, so you got game 116, which is the first of 3-game series in 2007 for Indians Yankees. Well, so MV, I'm not going to do anything on Howie Shanks. So if you, I know I missed a good one. So I'm not going to do it tonight because, I mean, I know that should override what I imported. But I think I'll just either let you and Steve pick it up tomorrow. I'm done at work at 8:30. I should be able to do a game by 10 o'clock tomorrow night. And whatever BBX is the latest posted is the one I'll import. All right, back to it now. And Sammy Sosa bats with 2 down. Tinker remaining in second. John Tudor deals. And Joe Tinker on the move. The throw down, the slide, and the tag. And Joe Tinker has himself a stolen base. Sammy Sosa back in there. Runner in scoring position for Chicago Cubs here. Catcher Joe Torre sets the sign, and the target for John Tudor appears over his left shoulder at Cubs shortstop Joe Tinker and brings it home. Full count to Sosa. Sosa, big swing and a miss. A big strikeout for John Tudor. That retires the side. The Cubs get a hit and strand one in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the first inning. It's the Chicago Cubs, nothing, and the St. Louis Cardinals coming to bat. Three-finger Brown will face Ozzie Smith, Stan Musial, and Rogers Hornsby. So the Wizard of Oz hitting 194 with 5 runs batted in. Three-finger Brown with a devastating curveball ready to deal. The 0-1 pitch to the speedy Ozzie Smith. He's allowed 3 home runs thus far in the season. Here it comes. And Ozzie Smith pops this one to shallow center. And making the catch is Hack Wilson. So 1 up, 1 down for Stan the Man Musial. He's playing with a little minor injury day to day for Musial, but off to a good start. Baseball fans with a 278 average, 6 runs batted in, including 2 home runs. The lefty from Denora, PA, in the box. Excellent contact, good power. Brown sets and fires the 1-1 to Musial. Musial swings, and this one laced to right, and this will get down for a base hit. So a runner aboard for the Cardinals, and it brings up the Raja. Hornsby hitting 270, has a run batted in, has yet to homer. Brown checks Musial at first, the wind and the 1-1. And this one is going to be scored a wild pitch. This one gets by Gabby Hartnett, and Stan Musial will move to second. So Hornsby batting now with a runner in scoring position at the Keystone sack. Hornsby back in on the right side of the box. Brown delivers the 3-1. Hornsby swings, and this one a little grounder to second. And the only play for Ryan Sandberg will be to go to first. So this one thrown in the dirt, but Frank Chance making a nice play to retire Musial, or to retire Hornsby, and Musial moves to third with 2 outs. And here's Albert Pujols. Brown sets and delivers the 2-2. Pujols rips and misses. So almost a carbon copy inning. A runner left on in scoring position, but this time in third. And at third, and this time we go to the top of the second inning. We are scoreless. These teams tied in hits at 1 apiece. Ron Santo, Gabby Hartnett, and Rick Stevenson due up for the North Siders. John Tudor with a strikeout thus far. Ron Santo hitting an even 300 with 4 runs batted, including 1 tater. As John Tudor into his motion and the full count to Santo. Payoff pitch on its way. Santo swings. This one, a fly ball to center field. Coming in quickly on this ball is Johnny Hopp, and he brings it in. So 1 up, 1 down for Gabby Hartnett. Hartnett hitting an absolutely frigid 167. No runs batted in for Hartnett. John Tudor deals. The 1-2 delivery to Hartnett. Hartnett swings, and this one laced to left. This will get down for a base hit. Gabby Hartnett aboard. Cubbies picking up their 2nd hit of the game. And here's Rick Stevenson. Stevenson hitting 429, 3 for 7, no runs batted in. Hartnett conservative lead at first. Tudor with a check and a runner. Here's the pitch. Stevenson ripping on the first pitch. This one line to left, base hit. So the Cubs bringing the bats here. 2 on and 1 out. So Gabby Hartnett at second, Rick Stevenson at first. Second baseman Ryan Sandberg getting the start tonight over Johnny Evers, seeing these two being platooned. Sandberg hitting 200, 5 runs batting, including a home run. Big clue. No, I'm not in first. That's the problem. I'm not in first, big clue. MV and I split a doubleheader last night. When I imported the BBX file, it's showing me as 2 wins and no losses, and I should be at 1 win, 1 loss as of last night. That's why I'm not playing, because I don't want to mess it up. So I'm hoping that Steve or MV pick it up tomorrow, and then tomorrow evening, when I do a Howie Shanks game, then it'll be the proper BBX. Those things get a little bit weird. So if I would have played a game tonight not hearing from MV, that would have messed up the entire league. So no, I'm not in first, man. I'm somewhere in third place. If my team lost tonight, I have no idea. That I do not think Mudville's in first place. Again, I'm in this for fun. I'm not even managing my own team, especially when my team's playing at home and I'm broadcasting. I'm going to auto it because, you know, I can see what's going on. So nah, I'm not like that, big fool. All right, so 2 on, 1 down for Ryan Sandberg. John Tudor deals to Sandberg. The 0-1. Sandberg cuts on this one, fly ball to center, shallow center, and coming in and making a nice grab is Johnny Hopp, making a couple nice plays out there in center field for the St. Louis Cardinals. It brings up Mordecai Brown, batting with 2 away. Brown 1 for 3 in the season with a run batted in. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Cousin Ken Castro saying that his new franchise set, that's the pre-expansion for APA, was waiting for him this afternoon on the porch. So can't wait, Cousin Ken, for you to start digging into that. And for me, the biographical encyclopedia, beautiful hardcover version of Negro League Baseball came in with a beautiful picture of Satch Paige on the front. So you and I, good baseball for us. Good baseball day for us. There's Robbie Wartburg. Everybody has been looking for Robbie Wartburg. And says thanks to Clue and to me for pushing towards it. You're welcome. I think you're going to have infinite fun with that one. After a playthrough for a while, shuffle up those cards and go for it. All right, so the Cubs now with 2 on, and as I said, 2 down. John Tudor deals the 1-1 to Brown. Brown swings. This one, a soft little fly ball toward the line and right, and catching it and foul ground. Covering a lot of territory there is Stan Musial. So the Cubs strand 2. We are scoreless here at Busch Stadium as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. And it is Chick Hafey, Joe Torre, and Ken Boyer due up for the Redbirds. Chick Hafey hitting just 182. He's got a run batted in. Left fielder against Mordecai Brown. Mordecai Peter Centennial Brown, his full name, with 1 strikeout through 1. Brown sets and delivers the 1-2 to Chick Hafey. Hafey rips on this one, line to center field, and this gets down in front of Hack Wilson for a base hit. So the teams are coming out swinging. 5 hits in this game now, 3 for Chicago, 2 for St. Louis. Chick Hafey on at first, and here's Joe Torre. So Hafey trying to inch that batting average up just a little bit. Joe Torre hitting .290 with 6 runs batted in. I see Jackass Whiskey is in here. Welcome in. Mordecai Brown with the 1-2 delivery. Swung on. This one grounded to short. This could be 2. And indeed it is. The Cubbies turn the 4-6-3. And for this one we get to say Tinker to Sandberg to Chance. So 2 quick outs here, and here's the third baseman, Ken Boyer. Boyer, 257 average, 4 ribbies, a home run. Bicentennial, exactly, right? Well done, well done. WPIX, Jackass Whiskey. They used to carry Yankee games, I know that. Not sure about WOR, but I know that WPIX, just from my baseball history, carried Yankee games. I guess WOR was carrying Mets. I don't know. Anyhow, everybody happy to see Robert Wartburg. Robbie, I think you still have a pick to make in the Howie Shanks League. You probably ought to do that, I think, unless you've done it. Brown delivers now. The 1-2 to Ken Boyer. 2 outs. Oh, this one just painting the black on the outside. So Mordecai Brown picking up his second strikeout, inning over, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. And we head to the top of the third. The Cubs and Cardinals are scoreless. This is the all-time quick start that I'm slowly tweaking because I'm just having a lot of fun with the what-ifs that comes with Out of the Park Baseball 24. Frank Chance, Joe Tinker, and Hack Wilson do up. Somebody asked me sometime to do a tutorial on how to do your own all-time great franchises. So I will be doing that once Howie Shanks is rumbling along really well. Then I'll do it'll be a fairly long tutorial. I'll actually do like 4 or 5 teams and show you guys how to do it and show you just what you can do with Out of the Park Baseball if you're not afraid to get into the rabbit hole. All right, the peerless leader, nothing for one tonight. John Tudor with a strikeout, no walks through 2 innings of work. The lefty winds and fires to Frank Chance. Chance swings in this first pitch, and this one a soft liner to right, but what a diving stop in right field by Stan Musial, who's playing with a slight injury. Let's have a look at that one. Stan the man doing it up. Let's watch this slide and grab. Full extension by Musial out there, right? Beautiful play. All right, so 1 up, 1 down, and both of these pitchers getting absolutely amazing help, especially from their outfield. The Cubs have already turned to double play. Tinker to Sandberg Tinker to Sandberg to Chance. I don't know why I keep want to call him Steinberg. Anyhow, here's Joe Tinker. He has 1 of 3 Cubs hits in this game. Tudor fires it in. The 1-1 delivery. Tinker swings. This one sent out to center field, and converging on that is Johnny Hopp. Musial was coming over, but Hopp calls him off. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the third for Hack Wilson. Wilson digging in. Dangerous hitter. And again, off to a pretty good start to the season. John Tudor sets and delivers the 3-1 to Hack Wilson. Could be pitching around him a little bit. Wilson swings in the 3-1. This one has distance back at the track, and settling under it, just short of the track, is Stan Musial. So the Cubs go in order, and we go to the bottom of the third, and we are scoreless in St. Louis. Big Clue says, circa 1980 weren't Mets on WSUX. I know there was a WPIX in New York, WOR, and of course WGN carried the Cubs and the White Sox. I do know that, but I don't know who carried the Mets. I know PIX was the Yankees. I don't think that I don't remember though, but I do, because WGN was doing they were doing games in the 90s, late 90s, and into the early 2000s. So that, but WPIX I don't know. And WOR. I think WOR was the Mets, though. All right, Johnny Hopp will lead it off here, followed by John Tudor and then Ozzie Smith. Brown has struck out 2. And here is the pitch to Johnny Hopp. Swinging on the first pitch by Brown, coming in fast, and the ball hanging up. And plenty of time for Rick Stevenson to make the grab for 1 down here in the third. John Tudor has 1 of only 2 Cardinals hits. Brown lets it go. Tudor ripping a miss. So Brown picks up his 3rd strikeout, and we swing around to the top of the order for the Redbirds and Ozzie Smith. Brown sets and fires to the Wizard of Oz. Flied out to center his last time up. Smith swings. This one line to center. It's hanging up there once again for Hack Wilson. So almost a carbon copy. And the Cardinals go in order. Little pitchers duel going on here. We go to the top of the 4th. We are scoreless. 3 hits for Chicago, 2 for St. Louis. And here's slugger Sammy Sosa. Sosa, though, not a good start to the season. He does have a home run, 3 runs batted in. 0 for 1 tonight, hitting 196. Southpaw Suitor peers in, has the sign from Joe Torre, the 2-0 delivery to Sammy Sosa. Sosa swings, and this one, oh, what a great play. The Wizard of Oz doing what he does best. That one was definitely on its way for possible extra bases, but Ozzie Smith making a beautiful stop off the bat. Let's watch this again. Nice pitch, or nice pick there, I should say, by Ozzie Smith off the bat of Sammy Sosa. So 1 out for third baseman Ron Santo. So yeah, so as we see here, Musial was playing with a strained back, so he's playing day to day. John Tudor now ready to deal to the Cubby third baseman. Santo flied out to shallow center. This time, hard ground ball to third. Plenty of time for Ken Boyer to make the quick peg across the diamond to Albert Pujols. It's 2 up, 2 down for the Cubs, and it brings up Gabby Hartnett. Hartnett 1 for 1 in the game. John Tudor toes the rubber, the 1-0 to the Cubby catcher. Hartnett swings. Long fly ball to left. Is it enough? It is more than enough. Gabby Hartnett, he of the homer of the Gloman in 1938. This one easily seen by everybody. 387-foot shot to left. And the Cubs grab the lead. It is 1-0. So Gabby Hartnett drawing first blood here for the Cubs. Exit velocity on this 104.4 miles an hour. Touch 'em all. Rick Stevenson, 1 for 1, 1-0 Cubs lead. 2 out here. So Hartnett getting all of that Tudor fastball. And it was only in the high 80s, 89. The delivery, the 1-1. Stevenson swings. This one line to center field. This gets down for a base hit in front of Johnny Hopp. So the Cubs mounting a bit of a hit attack here in the fourth. So Stevenson is aboard. For Ryan Sandberg. Cubby second baseman. 0 for 1. The 0-2, Sandberg, little number to second, diving stop at second. What a great play there by Rogers Hornsby to retire Sandberg. Very, very close call, but brilliant play. So 1 by Smith, 1 by Hornsby, and Chicago almost turned away, but 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. A 387-foot shot by Gabby Hartnett gives the Chicago Cubs a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. And Robert, sorry I missed your broadcast tonight. I was away doing things. I missed MVs as well. So that counts. Robert, if you would be so kind, what is the season you'll be doing in July? And I do know, watched last night, caught it on the flip side, and the Yankees easily dispatching the Expos guys in Robert's 1988 World Series. So Robert will be back with his next season in July, and I'm hoping it's 1971. I saw a lot of votes for it, but let's see. 2016. All right, season, the year of the Cubs. All right, so starting 3rd July, guys. So Robert taking a bit of hiatus. But he'll be picking up steam, and by that time, our Howie Shanks League should be over, and we'll be in a redraft, provided we get the right BBX, the right box score. Opening day, it's going to be Mets at Royals. All right. 2016. Of course, seasoned Cubs fans are always going to remember. First World Series win since 1908. That is unbelievable. Now the longest drought in baseball belongs to Cleveland as far as winning a series, but then there's the Mariners. In fact, one of the seasons I was so sad to see it go was 2001 when Robert was doing season selection. I would have loved to have seen the Mariners go all the way and take care of the Yanks in the ALCS and win the World Series. All right, so thank you, Robert. Stan Musial is 1 for 1 in the game. Made a great play in right field, and again, playing with a straight back. Mordecai Brown has struck out 3, has yet to walk a batter. The 0-1 delivery to Stan the man. And Musial swings. This one grounded to third. A little slow in the pickup there, but Santo has it and fires it on to Frank Chance for out number 1. So 5-3 would take care of Musial, and here's a Rogers Hornsby last inning. Both Ozzie Smith and Rogers Hornsby making spectacular plays up the middle for the Cardinals to hold the Chicago Cubs to just 1 run. The Raja, nothing for 1. Brown delivers the 2-1. Hornsby swings, weak grounder to third. Plenty of time for Santo. He could have walked to the ball and made the play. So Three-Finger Brown pitching a tough ball game and not taking anything away from John Tudor. And here's Albert Pujols now, nothing for 1. Hartnett sets up. Brown deals the 1-0. Pujols rips on this one. High fly ball to center field, and he has it in his sights, and bringing it down is Hack Wilson. So the Cardinals stymied once again. We go to the 5th. It's the Cubs 1 and the Cardinals nothing. Oh, so 2001 is not yet available in Inside Pitch. Didn't know that, Robert. Will be soon, I'm sure. I hope so. Just great, a great season, and so many people that year were rooting for the Mariners, and they just absolutely choked in the ALCS. It was so painful. More painful for Mariners fans, but I want to see them go. The Mariners have had some damn fine teams, and just not quite enough. Not quite enough, huh? All right, Three-Finger Brown, Frank Chance, and Joe Tinker due up for the Chicago Cubs. John Tudor holding at 1 strikeout. Tudor has scattered 5 hits, touched up for a single run, the Gabby Hartnett homer in the 4th, as Tudor deals the 2-0 delivery, or as Brown deals the 2-0. He swings, grounder to second. Hornsby up with it on to Albert Pujols for the 4-3 putout. 1 up, 1 down for the peerless leader, Frank Chance, who is now nothing for 2. Aaron Reed here. I was able to help Aaron some more tonight with Baseball for Windows, so hopefully he's having even more fun. So in consecutive Mondays, able to help Aaron get further along with Baseball for Windows, and I'm certainly glad that he's loving the game. It's wonderful. All right, and then next Monday I'll show him how to set up for postseason play, and then he's ready to rock until he starts getting ballparks and managers. We're taking it a bit of a time. All right, Joe Torre sets it up now for John Tudor. Frank Chance waits for the delivery. Count even on the peerless leader. And Chance pops this one on the infield. This one twisting foul. And making the catch on the third base side is Ken Boyer. So 2 up, 2 down for the Cubbies. And here's Joe Tinker, Hack Wilson, hoping that Tinker can get on board. Joe is 1 for 2. John Tudor, the payoff pitch to Joe Tinker. Joe Tinker lays off. Good eye by Tinker. So that fastball, ball 4, and Tudor not breaking the 90-mile-an-hour threshold. That one just a bit low, and here's Hack Wilson. Nothing for 2. Hack Wilson with 2 home runs, but nothing for 2 here. A blast, and he can add a margin because this Cardinals lineup wake up at any time. We'll see Chick Hafey, Joe Torre, and Ken Boyer when we go to the bottom of the 5th. John Tudor checks the runner. The 1-1. Hack Wilson swings, and this one twisting foul on the first base side, and caught handily by Albert Pujols. So that's the inning. No runs, no hits, one walk, a runner left on. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Chicago 1, St. Louis nothing. As Chick Hafey will start the home half of inning number 5. Chick Hafey 1 for 1 against Brown. Brown with a 2-2 pitch. Hafey swings, high fly ball to left. This one deep, open the window, and Minnie just to the proper side of the foul pole, and the Cardinals tie it up here. That curveball sailed out of here 382 feet. Touch 'em all, Mr. Hafey. Have a look at that one. Exit velocity 96.9. So a little bit higher, but Chick Hafey getting his money's worth here. So the Cardinals tied up here in the bottom of the fifth. The Cubbies lead short-lived. And here is Joe Torre. Nobody out. Tie score here in the fifth. Brown deals the 1-2. Grounded out to Joe Tinker last time. It looks like he's going to ground out. Frank Chance up with it and over to Brown covering for out number 1. And that brings up Ken Boyer, again one of the 3 Boyers in baseball. Nothing for 1. Ken, Cleat, and Cloyd. Brown with a 1-0 delivery now. Boyer swings, easy grounder to second, and Rogers Hornsby taking his time. Could have had a sip of beer, but Hornsby wouldn't drink during the season because he was afraid of it. I'm sorry, that was Sandberg. So I must be the one drinking beer. I better have another one. Anyhow, Sandberg making that play. But Hornsby would not have had a beer during the season. Wouldn't go to movies, anything like that. All right, 2-way for Johnny Hopp. Waits for the 0-2 pitch. Flied out to left as last time, and this a high fly ball to center field. And going back on it and over his head, over the head of Hack Wilson, and going for 3, and he's gonna make it easy with a 2-out triple. So is Johnny Hopp. Love to see a triple. So much so that we're going to watch it again. So Johnny Hopp, and there it goes. So Wilson was late going back on the ball. By the time he digs it out from under the padding and makes the throw, Hopp is pretty much in there. Didn't even need to slide, really. So Wilson misjudging that play a little bit, or misjudging that ball. And here's John Tudor. 1 in for the Cardinals, 2 away, as Brown deals. Tudor swings, and this one is not going to get down, except into the glove of Rick Stevenson. However, St. Louis here in the fifth, 1 run on 2 hits, and they even it up. We go to the 6th, and we are tied at 1. World's Worst Gamer says long ball gets the chicks, right, Hafey? All right, Sammy Sosa now, followed by Ron Santo and Gabby Hartnett. John Tudor with a 3-2 delivery to Sosa. This one a bit high and outside. So the second walk issued by John Tudor in the game. And Ron Santo striding to the plate. He is nothing for 2. John Tudor with the leg kick and the delivery to Santo. Santo swings, line to left, going toward the line and angling back in on it to make the catch is Chick Hafey. Nice play out there by Hafey in left. Sosa scampering back to first, and here's Gabby Hartnett. Great day at the plate for Gabby. He is 2 for 2, including that solo shot. John Tudor leans in, twirling the ball behind his back, has the sign from catcher Joe Torre, and here's the 2-0 delivery. And this one, a soft grounder by Hartnett. This could be 2, and it is. So Hornsby to Smith to Pujols, and the inning-ending double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Bottom of the 6th, and St. Louis and Chicago tied each at 1. So a big clue asking everybody in the chat. Anybody else find this whole Wilson Contreras drama very un-Cardinals-like? Aaron Reed commenting on he's saying Cubs and Cardinals, probably his favorite baseball feud. Every time they get together, it's always a big deal. Yeah, I mean, it's a great one. Mentioned at the top of the broadcast. It's certainly not at the legendary proportions of Red Sox-Yankees, but it's a good one. I would say it's the 3rd best rivalry in baseball, in my own opinion. So Red Sox-Yankees first, Giants-Dodgers second, Cubs-Cardinals third. But yeah, definitely. In fact, George Will talks about where he grew up was sort of halfway between Chicago and St. Louis. And he said that all of his friends grew up happy and liberal and were Cardinals fans, and he grew up bitter, conservative, and was a Cubs fan. Got to remember, this was 1994, so the Cubbies still, you know, some years away from winning the World Series. But would love to have George Will as commissioner of baseball. Very, very, I don't agree with his politics, but George Will, what a, just an erudite scholar of baseball. All right, Ozzie Smith, Stan Musial, and Rogers Hornsby, the number 1, 2, 3 hitters for the St. Louis Cardinals here at the bottom of the 6th. So each pitcher touched up for a home run, and that's it. So Gabby Hartnett and Chick Hafey going yard for each of their teams. Ozzie flied out to shallow center his last time. Here's the delivery from Brown. Smith swings, and he's going to dump this one. Oh, what do we have there? Great catch of a sinking liner. Sosa making the sliding catch on that. That was a little tricky from way up here in the broadcast booth. Let's have a look at that. So watch Sosa in center. Sosa coming in. And nice sliding stop by the slugger from Chicago. Stan Musial now. 1 of 4 Cardinal hits in the game. 9 total. Brown sets and delivers. Payoff pitch coming to Stan the man. Lined out to Santo last time, and this one shoots this one to Ozzie Smith. Or to, God, I'm getting everybody all messed up today. Anyhow, to Joe Tinker. Joe Tinker takes care of it. Good thing I don't pretend to be good at this. All right, here's Rogers Hornsby's nothing for 2. 2 down, Brown delivers, payoff pitch. Hornsby grounded to third his last time up. And Hornsby's gonna do a little liner, and this one right back to Mordecai Brown making a nice catch. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Top of the 7th, and we are tied at 1. Yeah, lay off the bud. Tell you what, you wouldn't catch me within 5 parsecs of a Budweiser. Now, Guinness, on the other hand, there you go. Whew. Aaron Reed. Yeah, we'll see how long it is. I help you with baseball for Windows now. Budweiser. Are you kidding me? Ha! Ha! Budweiser. Jeez. Aaron. Aaron, you're blaspheming in this chat. Yeah, you had to jab me. You're blaspheming, man. All right, Rick Stevenson, 2 for 2. He'll be followed by Ryan Sandberg and Three Finger Brown. John Tudor has walked 1, struck out 2 through 6. The 1-2 delivery now to Rick Stevenson. Rick Stevenson just watches that one go by. Called strike 3. Nice slider there by John Tudor. That's his second strikeout of the game to accompany the 2 walks. And here's Ryan Sandberg. Torrey setting up just a little bit outside. Tudor with a 2-2 delivery to Sandberg. And Sandberg takes this one the other way to right field, ranging toward the line and making a trotting catch is Stan Musial. There's a 2 up, 2 down for Chicago here in the 7th for Mordecai Brown, who's nothing for 2. Tudor looking for the easy inning again, and here it comes. Three Finger swinging on the first pitch. This one lined toward the gap and left, but this one will get into the glove of Chick Hafey. So Chicago goes quietly, and we head to the 7th inning stretch. We are tied at 1. Aaron Reed with the let me hear you. And Aaron, let me tell you, there's no such thing as too much Guinness. And whoever told you that, well, there's just not too much. There's not too much. You can't have too much Guinness. All right, the number 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Cardinals here. Albert Pujols, Chick Hafey, and Joe Torre. Brown deals the 1-2 delivery to Pujols. Pujols swings, and this one, just a lazy fly ball to right field. Nothing to write home about as Sammy Sosa closes the leather around it. 1 up, 1 down for Chick Hafey. Chick Hafey 2 for 2, including a solo homer. So Chick Hafey and Gabby Hartnett so far heroes for their respective squads. Hartnett sets the target. Brown winds and fires the 2-1 to Chick Hafey. That home run tied it up. Hafey, weak grounder to second. And Ryan Sandberg could have walked that ball over to Frank Chance. So for the 4-3 put out, and that's 2 away. This pitcher's pitching tough here. Good ball game so far. And despite the fact that I'm calling it. And here's Joe Torre. Nothing for 2 for the Cardinal catcher. Brown toes the rubber, and here comes the 1-1. Torrey grounded out to first his last time up. And this one, a soft little flare into right, but coming in, plenty of time to make the catch, is Sammy Sosa. So the Cardinals don't get it done either. And we are tied as we head to the 8th. Good ball game between these 2 fantastic franchises. Great baseball cities, both of them. Both around pretty much since the beginning of professional baseball. And both cities, of course, playing host to a number of different major leagues. So not just the National League, but also the American League for each, American Association, and Union Association. So great baseball cities, both Chicago and St. Louis. All right, we're at the top of the order now for the Chicago Cubs here in the top of the 8th. Frank Chance, Joe Tinker, and Hack Wilson. And I mentioned something to Aaron today that he kind of sort of realized but wasn't sure. You guys know I'm a Pirate fanatic, and the 5 years I've been doing this, very few Pirate games on here as opposed to just general baseball. So I wonder if anybody else sort of got that. All right. Or if anybody cares. Anyhow, Frank Chance, nothing for 3. It's that time of year. Here come the mayflies here. So where I live is near a river, so look out. Tudor deals the 1-0 to Frank Chance. And Chance lines this one to left field. This one in the gap. No, it is not. I'm sorry, I misjudged that one. Chick Hafey back on it and makes a nice catch, reaching back over. So Chick Hafey making a grab. It looked like from here the chance had more on it, but Hafey staying with it. So one away for Joe Tinker, who's 1 for 2. John Tudor winds and fires the 1-0 to Chicago shortstop. Tinker swings, and this one, base hit center field. That one getting down in front of Johnny Hop. So the speedy Joe Tinker aboard, and here's Hack Wilson. Wilson frustrated with the plate. Nothing in 3 tries against John Tudor. Joe Tinker with a stolen base in this game. Tudor checks the runner. The 2-1 coming home to Wilson. Wilson swings. This one to the gap and right, but falling down. Oh, full extension and center field by Johnny Hop. What a great play. That one would have gone for extra bases, probably would have scored Joe Tinker, and John Tudor's day is done. St. Louis has seen enough. Trevor Rosenthal will come in, so Tudor pitching a hell of a game, as has Three Finger Brown. Trevor Rosenthal has worked just 1 2/3 innings in the season thus far with a strikeout and an ERA of 0. Good stuff, good move. Rosenthal with the 0-2 to Sammy Sosa, and Sosa swings, liner to right, charging in on it, but playing on the bounce is Musial. Musial, strong throw to third. However, they're not going to get Joe Tinker. Too much speed. So runners at the corners, Cubs threatening here to break this tie. 2 down, and a pinch hitter now, Mark Grace. So Grace hitting .250 for the season thus far. He's 7 for 28. No RBI for him. Sosa at first, Tinker at third. Trevor Rosenthal sets, and from the stretch, the 3-1 delivery to Mark Grace. The lefty holds up his swing, and they say he did not go around. Joe Torre appealing down to third. And the ump says he did not go around. Now it gets interesting with 2 down. Gabby Hartnett already with a home run in this game, and having a good game, by the way, 2 for 3, including that solo shot, steps to the plate. Trevor Rosenthal asks for a new ball. The umpire tosses one out to him. Rubs it up. Here's it. Has the sign from Joe Torre. No place to put Hartnett. 2 down, and the 0-1 pitch to Gabby Hartnett. Gabby Hartnett swings. This one hard hit to right, and going back on it. This one's going to be off the wall. Gabby Hartnett. 2 runs are going to score on the Gabby Hartnett double. Johnny Hop just charging after that ball. There was no way he was going to get to it. No doubt about that one. So Hartnett with a 2 RBI double, and the Cubs here in the top of the 8th take a 3-1 lead over these St. Louis Cardinals. So let's watch this one from Hartnett. And this one had serious charge behind it, 111 miles an hour on this ball. Johnny Hop going back toward this ball. Yeah, a little clipping there, absolutely. Which actually I've seen some clipping in MLB The Show, by the way. So as advanced as that game is, clipping still an issue, probably always will be. 2 in scoring position, 2 down. Gabby Hartnett in line for MVP if the Cubs should win this one. Don't count the Cardinals out yet, though. Rick Stevenson, great day at the plate, 2 for 3. So that is the 8th Cubs hit. Rosenthal from the stretch. Stevenson swings, grounder to first. Pujols up with it onto Rosenthal for the 3-1 putout to end the Chicago 8th. But the damage has been done. Chicago with 2 runs and 3 hits. And the Cubs lead the St. Louis Cardinals 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Looking at defensive substitutions here for the Chicago Cubs. Aramis Ramirez will stay in to play third base. So that is the only substitution for the Cubbies. Ken Boyer, Johnny Hop, and we'll probably see a pinch hitter for Rosenthal. Ken Boyer, nothing for 2. Brown with a 2-2 delivery to him. Boyer swings, and this one, soft liner to right that will get down for a base hit in front of Sammy Sosa. So hit number 5 for the Cardinals. And here is the big cat, Johnny Mize, dangerous bat. Mize largely seeing pinch hitting duties with Pujols starting. So Mize with an RBI in this game, hitting, or in the season hitting 400. He's 2 for 5 overall. Ken Boyer leads off first. Ty Brown to the line, 1-2 for the big cat. Line swings, hard hit, stopped at first, and Pujols, or I'm sorry, and Chance goes to second. But throwing error, they're saying that the ground is mucked it, so Mordecai Brown drops the ball, score that E1. And courtesy of that E1, that was a little confusing play there for a second. Watch that replay. 2-1, nobody out. That was a little confusing. Watch what happens. Johnny Medwick looks like that. So, all right. Yep, and Brown definitely drops the ball at a better angle. Ducky Joe Medwick. Joe Medwick did not make Howie Shanks either time. Medwick hitting 402 with 4 runs batted in. And I haven't been following, but apparently Big Blue is saying James Bell. Going back saying, oh yeah, because I went viewers. Actually, and I know you're just joking because you know I don't care about viewers. There's only 5 in here. No, I just like, you know, I love baseball. But you do, yeah, Big Clue then saying it is surprising that my favorite era happens to be the golden age of Pittsburgh baseball. Well, that, but also the 1970s too for the Bucks. And actually, the Pirates, a very strong franchise till you hit the 1950s. Fell off badly until 58. Started to come back in the 60s. Obviously, opened the 1960s with that World Series win. By the late 60s, building what would become a very powerful Pirate team in the 70s. Then sucking in the 80s until 88, and then coming back in the early 90s, and then a drought until the 2010s. So, funny thing about the Pittsburgh franchise is people tend to just remember those droughts of the Pirates, but not what a dominant team they were. I don't expect them, you know, again, being a realist this year on a 7-game skid, but if I really wanted viewers, Big Clue, I'd be doing Red Sox games all the time, as this community is mostly Red Sox fans. But I know you're just teasing me. Anyhow, Joe Medwick hitting 402. Brown delivers with 2 on to Medwick. Medwick swings, wrapped to third, and this one is going to get down the line. Extra bases all the way in the corner, and you cannot count these Cardinals out as Medwick gets 2 RBI. Medwick going for 3. He slides in there easily. 2 RBI, triple for Ducky Medwick coming off the bench at the bottom of the 8th. And the St. Louis Cardinals tie it up. We are knotted at 3. And stadium, to say the least, very, very happy with that. What a ball game we have here. Yeah, it's kind of scary that it has, actually. Yeah, or Sid Bream if you're me, right? And he still lives in the Pittsburgh area. Sid Bream, a good guy. So, Ducky Medwick, how about it? I guess nobody, did we not get a year for Ducky or what? This triple, 106 miles per hour. This is my favorite hit in baseball. Oh, man, that's past Ron Santo going all the way to the corner. And Medwick had some speed. Remember that Gas House Gang Cardinals squad. And Ducky in there well ahead of the throw from left. So it's a whole new ball game. Medwick at third, nobody out, and we're back at the top of the order for St. Louis and Ozzie Smith. Smith, nothing for 3. Brown sets and fires from the stretch in the 0-1 to Ozzie Smith. Smith swings, and this one, base hit, and now the Cardinals take the lead in this game. Ozzie Smith with an RBI single, scoring Ducky Medwick for third, and it's 4-3, still nobody out, and Ozzie Smith has superb speed up there, and here's Stan Musial. Excellent contact hitter. Musial 1 for 3 in the day. Ozzie Smith has a pretty good lead here at first. See if there's a hit and run on as Brown sets and fires. Payoff pitch, and the hit and run was indeed on this one. Little flare to right, but this one's going to hang up there. And down into the glove of Sammy Sosa. So Sosa firing it in to Frank Chance, but Ozzie Smith just too good of a base runner and gets back in time. So 1 away. And here is Kerry Wood now. So Kerry Wood on in relief for the Chicago Cubs here in the bottom of the 8th. Kerry Wood's record is no wins, 1 losses. He's worked 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 3, struck out 6, an ERA of 6.75 for the Cubbies reliever. The righty finishing his warm-up pitches, and here is the sequence to Rogers Hornsby, who is 0 for 3. And the runner goes. Smith going, close play at second, and Ozzie Smith gets the steal. So in 3 attempts, he's been successful twice. So Ozzie Smith in scoring position. Cardinals looking for more here. 3 in the bottom of the 8th. The Cubs came into the 8th inning here with a 3-1 lead, and now it's a 4-3 Cardinal. Kerry Wood deals to Rogers Hornsby, 1-0 delivery to the great second baseman. Hornsby swings, weak comebacker. Kerry Wood fires it over to Frank Chance at first, and 2 out. Smith remaining at second for Albert Pujols, and the St. Louis crowd would love to see him jack one out of here. However, Chicago pitching has his number. He is 0 for 3. Kerry Wood deals. The 0-1. Pujols swings. This one line to center. And this is going to get down for a base hit. And coming around to score the 5th Cardinal run is Ozzie Smith. Hartnett with the tag, not in time. RBI single for Albert Pujols. And it is 5-3 St. Louis. So plating 4 here now in the 8th, and they're still not done. 2 away for Chick Hathey. Kerry Wood deals now. The 0-1 to Hathey. Hathey swings, hard hit ball. This one past Sando in third. This one's going to get on the corner. Extra bases. Pujols is chugging for third. Hathey. Pujols coming home. And here's the throw home, the slide, the tag. And Pujols is safe. So Chick Hathey now with an RBI double, and it's 6-3 St. Louis. Wow. Love this game of baseball. So unpredictable. Here's Joe Torre. Joe Torre would like to get on the attack here for the Cardinals. He is nothing for 3. 9 hits for the Cardinals in this game. Chicago with 8. Kerry Wood fires it in to Joe Torre. The 0-1 delivery. Torre swings, and this one bang to left, and this will make the corner. So Joe Torre indeed gets on the hit attack here. It's Joe Torre with the RBI double, and coming home to score is Chick Hathey. So Torre with a stand-up 2-out double, and it's now 7-3 Cardinals. And Kerry Wood still in there for the Cubs. This one just is becoming a sort of a blowout here. You know, Aaron, when Las Vegas was founded, you mentioned baseball, and it's so true that smart gamblers, they all said that baseball was the game they would not bet on because of its unpredictability. And I can definitely know why, right? Being a longtime baseball fan, I mean, you bet on it for fun, but high stakes gambling, there's no way I'd bet on baseball. All right, so Ken Boyer now at the plate, 2 down, and the Cardinals are just raising all kinds of hell here in the bottom. Kerry Wood with a 1-2 delivery to the dangerous Ken Boyer, and Boyer looks at a call, strike 3. So Side finally retired, but the Cardinals put up 2 times 3, and it's 7-3 as we go to the 9th. Chicago will send up Ryan Sandberg, a pinch hitter for Kerry Wood, and Frank Chance. Al Hrabosky, the Mad Hungarian, on to get some innings here for St. Louis. Hrabosky has worked 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, a walk, 5 strikeouts, and an ERA of 2.45. I want to thank everybody for coming in and hanging out tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Not sure if Cousin Ken is still here, so. Anyhow, Hrabosky deals. I am going to check Discord for that new BBX. And swung on, fly ball, center field. Nestling gently into the glove of Ray Langford, who is in there now to play center field, by the way, for the Cardinals. Looking around, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything up. Nope, just Ray Langford in at center now for the Redbirds. And here's Kyler to pinch hit, so Kerry Wood's day is done, and mercifully so. Kyler hitting .333, a run batted in, so he's 4 for 12. Hrabosky sets and fires to Kyler, the 1-0, or the 0-1 delivery, I should say. Kyler rips on this one. Slow grounder, deep to short, but Ozzie Smith with a good tag, good throw, good peg. Good play. 2 away, and here's Frank Chance. Nothing for 4. Hrabosky looking to end it here. The 3-1 delivery to Frank Chance. And Frank Chance draws the walk. Good eye there. That one just missing low and inside. Ball 4. And Joe Tinker. So Chicago not going to its bench. Joe Tinker 2 for 3 in the day, but would have been fun to see Dave Kingman in here, but maybe they want to get a few base runners before they bring in Kong. Torrey sets the target. Hrabosky deals. Oh, throw to first, and the pickoff. They get Joe Tinker napping at first, and that's how it ends. So St. Louis takes care of the Chicago Cubs 7-3, and all along really thought this was going to be Cubs game. So the Cubs had scored 4 in the first, or 1 in the fourth, I should say. And then St. Louis answered with 1 of their own in the bottom of the 5th. So it was the Hartnett home run in the 4th, then the Hafey home run in the 5th. And then the Cubbies with a 3-1 lead in the 8th, and then the bottom of the 8th happened. St. Louis puts 6 across. Let's look at our quick recap here. So Chick Hafey was a major, so he'll be player of the game, was a major factor in the 7-3 St. Louis win over the Chicago Cubs. The Cardinals left fielder went 3 for 4 with a home run and a double, scored 2 times, drove into the Cardinals now 8-3. Hit the ground running this season. Indeed, they do. Ducky Medwick, who's rated as the 52nd best prospect by BNN, added the St. Louis cause with a 2-run triple in the bottom of the 8th. For the game, the pinch hitter went 1 for 1 with the triple while adding 2 runs batted in and scoring 1. So the Cubs fall to 2-9, and the Cardinals improve to 8-3. Player of the game is indeed Chick Hafey. Brown tagged with the loss, and Trevor Rosenthal gets the win. So we're not going to worry about long recaps there. All right, I want to check this Discord. Okay, so the new one's there. Nice. Okay. Should be a BBX Pro. Yeah, well, because it didn't give me any other options to select what games I wanted. Well, anyhow, tour fun, tour fun, tour fun. And I don't think Cousin Ken is hanging out anymore. Big Clue says common sense will prevail someday, just not Rose's lifetime. Yeah, as far as elected to Hall of Fame. Well, thing is you know what? Wisdom never prevailed for shoeless Joe Jackson either, did it? So let me just tell Steve here really quick. All right. So let's see. Not doing Shanks tonight. We'll look for latest BBX tomorrow night and do a game after 9:30 p.m. EDT. There we go, just to keep everything nice and clean. Welcome in, D. Scott Howard. Hope you're doing well. You lacerated your leg with a handsaw. Ouch. Glad you still have your, yeah. So Aaron Reed saying he'd like to do some color for Out of the Park. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Aaron. Absolutely. Let's see what else we have on this schedule here. I don't see Ken Castro, so I guess we'll stay in this thing. Um, We could do Royals Twins, Brett Saberhagen and Walter Johnson. Sounds like fun. So if you all want to hang out and do another, it's all good. And I'm going to do it either way, so. All right, here we go. This one should be fun. So we are on our way to Target Field. And I do have the DH turned on for the American League. So for the visiting Kansas City Royals, leading off in left field, Johnny Damon batting second. Second baseman playing with an injury today is Frank White. And let's see, playing with a bit of back stiffness. Batting third at the hot corner, George Brett. Batting cleanup, center fielder Carlos Beltran. Batting fifth at first base, Mike Sweeney. And the DH, batting sixth, is John Mayberry. Jermaine Dye patrolling right field will bat seventh. Darrell Porter catching, bats eighth. And Freddie Patek, excellent defensive shortstop, Freddie Patek. Not so good at the stick in this season thus far, though. But Patek batting ninth. Brett Saberhagen takes the mound. He is 1-1 thus far in the season with a 3.65 earned run average, a 1.62 whip, 4.4 strikeouts per nine, and 5.1 walks per nine. For the hometown Minnesota Twins, leading off at second base, Rod Carew. Batting second at center field, Torrey Hunter. Batting third at first base, Justin Monod. Batting cleanup at third base, as you would expect, Harmon Killebrew. Batting fifth, right fielder, Tony Oliva. Batting sixth at DH, Kent Herbeck. Batting seventh and playing left field, Goose Goslin. Batting eighth, shortstop Roy Smalley. Batting ninth and catching, Joe Mauer. And taking the mound, the big train, Walter Johnson. 1 win, no losses. A rather lofty, though, 7.45 earned run average for the big train. Has only struck out 2.8 batters per 9 innings. Has walked 5.6. So let's get to Target Field for this little nightcap between the Kansas City Royals and the Minnesota Twins. Oh, we definitely have to change this. Oof. All right, let's see. Initial camera view. Oh, wide. I think we're going to use wide for the whole thing. I like that. Nice view of Target Field, and there's downtown, of course, the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Let's go wide on everything here. And we're ready to go. Walter Johnson will face Johnny Damon. Let us do the nice pan around. Target Field, home of the Minnesota Twins and the first iteration translocation of the Washington Senators. This is where you got to be playing these sort of cheesy da 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 da, you know, that weird music. Anyhow, the 2-2 to Johnny Damon. Damon swings, fly ball. This one out to center field. Back on it and making a catch in deep center is Torrey Hunter. So one down for Frank Wright. Goose Goslin was a Senator, Jackass Whiskey. Goslin also spent some time with Philadelphia, I believe. Yes, he did. Played some time in Philadelphia, but I think Goslin most identified with as a Washington Senator. Yep. All right. Stepping in now, Frank White, and yeah, the more astute among you will notice no Kirby Puckett in the lineup tonight. Frank White is hitting .290, 5 ribbies, 2 dingers. So Frank White off to a good start. The big train, 0-1 delivery to Frank White. Frank White swings. This one, a little seeing eye single into center, and Frank White is aboard. First hit in the ball game. Frank White will hold first. Decent speed, and here is George Brett. George Brett hitting .300, 7 ribbies, 2 taters for him. White, good lead off first. Joe Mauer, excellent arm behind the dish. He sets the target for Walter Johnson. Here's the 0-2 delivery to George Brett. Brett swings and misses. The big train hangs up. K number 1. 2 down here. Frank White remains at first. And boy, Langham way behind over here. Let's catch up. There we are. Carlos Beltran now. Beltran hitting just .186. Does have 9 runs batted in, 2 homers. Top of the first here in the nightcap. Johnson deals the 1-2 to Beltran. Beltran looks at a called strike 3. So side retired. Kansas City leaves 1. We go to the bottom of the first. Kansas City nothing. And the Minnesota Twins, Washington Senators coming to bat. Brett Saberhagen. He is 1-1 on the season. He has struck out 6, an ERA of 3.65, has walked 7 thus far. Rod Carew to lead it off here for Minnesota, followed by Torrey Hunter and Justin Morneau. Far more Twins here than Senators. In fact, I see only 2 Senators in this lineup, Goslin and, of course, Walter Johnson. Rod Carew hitting .312, 4 runs batted in and a homer. Great hitter, Rod Carew. Saberhagen with the 1-2 to Carew. Carew swings, sends this one the opposite way to left. Back on the track and making a nice catch is Johnny Damon. 1 away here, and Torrey Hunter to bat. Hunter hitting just .167 with a run batted in. Saberhagen deals the 0-2 to Torrey Hunter. And Torrey Hunter swings, high fly ball, center field, and making the catch is Carlos Beltran, calling off Johnny Damon to make it. So 2 up, 2 down for Justin Morneau, the first baseman. Morneau hitting .314, 5 runs batted in, including a solo shot in this season. Saberhagen with the 0-2 delivery to Morneau. Morneau cuts on this one, goes the other way, lines it, and this one's going to hit the wall, and Morneau going for 2. Morneau going for 3. And here's the throw from left field, and Morneau easily in there. So Johnny Damon having to chase that Karamink ball in the corner. And Justin Morneau with a 2-out triple. And here is the killer. So Harmon Killebrew has yet to homer in this game, or in this season. Sorry, hitting just 237, 4 runs batted in. He is 9 for 38. So these Twins fans are thinking that Harmon is due. Saberhagen from the stretch. Count even on Killebrew. And Killebrew looks at a called strike 3. And that is it. So the Twins waste the Morneau triple. First inning is over. We go to the top of the second. No score. And Mike Sweeney will start it off here for the Kansas City Royals. Sweeney at 167 right now. The run batted in. Walter Johnson has fanned 2 thus far. The 1-2 from the big train. Mike Sweeney cuts right through this one. So hang up K number 3 for the big train. And John Mayberry now will give it a try. He is hitting 240. 3 ribbies, 2 home runs for John Mayberry. The lefty stands in against the big train, who has the sign from Joe Mauer. The 2-1 to John Mayberry. Mayberry swings, comebacker to the mound, and Johnson to his left, making the toss on to Justin Morneau for out number 2. So Jermaine Dye, 237 average, 3 ribbies, 3 home runs. Johnson ready to deal. Payoff pitch to Jermaine Dye. And Dye sends this lazy fly ball to medium deep left. And coming in on is Goose Goslin. And he will make the catch. Kansas City goes 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Tony Oliva, Kent Herbeck, and Goose Goslin due up for the Twins. Saberhagen has struck out a batter. The 1-2 delivery now to Oliva. Oliva cuts on this one. High fly ball to center, shallow center, and coming in on it is Carlos Beltran and Jermaine Dye. Beltran calling off Dye and makes the catch. So 1 away here. John DFW, which camera views do you use for the action? It depends on the ballpark and what have you. For this game, I'm just leaving this view. And this view is at target field is wide camera. I'm using wide for all this. But sometimes I'll play like default. It depends on the ballpark. I never play blimp camera, by the way. We should do one play from the blimp. Let's do one from the blimp. We should, maybe later in the game. But for this one, I'm just using the wide camera for all 3. The last game, the first game, the Cubs-Cardinals game, I had to switch between, like, I think default and wide because of just the way the camera was set at Busch. Yep, there is a blimp cam in this. It's kind of funny. Well, we'll show you the view, at least from the initial camera view. Let's go to the blimp. There we are. There's the blimp camera. And of course, as you guys can see around here, all the ballparks in out of the park baseball. In this game, dimensions do matter, and everything is geo-referenced. So these ballparks are to scale, and this is Google Satellite Image View. This is Image Landsat data, actually. So as soon as we do the pitch, this is going to swoop down to the field, and I'm going to end up getting seasick. So let's get back to our wide camera. There we go. Saberhagen deals to Herbeck. Here's the 3-1 with 1 out. Herbeck swings. This one liner to center field. This will get down. A little quail, actually. So base hit from this lower angle. It's kind of hard to really tell where it's going, even if you follow the shadow of the ball. All right, so Kent Herbeck aboard 1 out. And just a non-baseball announcement. Full release today of Darkest Dungeon 2. If you played the first one and loved it, you're going to be absolutely infatuated with the second one. It's just miles deeper, and so once I get the new channel started, Darkest Dungeon 2, but strong suggestion if you like dungeon crawlers, Darkest Dungeon 2 is absolutely just brilliant. So you got to give it some time. There's more depth to this game. So this game brought to you tonight by Darkest Dungeon 2. How about that? All right, Goose Goslin batting with a runner aboard and one down. Goslin hitting just 133. 2 for 15 for the Goose. Saberhagen checks the runner. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Goslin swings, fly ball to center field, and moving to his right and back, and making the catch near the track is Carlos Beltran. Nice play. Herbeck gets back to first. 2 down for Roy Smalley. Smalley hitting a healthy 433 in the young season. 4 runs batted in, including a home run. So 13 for 30 overall. Herbeck at first, no speed. Saberhagen deals with 2 down and the 0-1 to Roy Smalley. Smalley swings high, pop fly. This one will stay in the infield. And converging on it, but making the catch at third is George Brett. So inning over, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the top of the third. No score here in Minneapolis, St. Paul, as Darryl Porter, who's on my Howie Shanks team, will lead it off here. Or no, Darrell Evans is on my team, not Darryl Porter. Strike that. So it's Darryl Porter, Freddie Patek, and Johnny Damon. I don't know, did Darryl Porter make it onto anybody's team? It'd be nice to have him as a catcher, wouldn't it? A little backup catcher action on Darryl Porter. Amazing how many players don't make it. Torrey Hunter not in there. Tony Oliva not in there. I think somebody got Rod Carew. I think Rod Carew is in. Did Tony Gwynn make it? Can't remember. Johnson deals. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Darryl Porter. Big rip and a miss. And that one a nice fastball by Walter Johnson. And that is strikeout number 4. Just 3 hits in this game, by the way. 2 by Minnesota, 1 by Kansas City. Here's shortstop Freddie Patek hitting 111. You don't expect a lot from Freddie in terms of offense anyhow. Johnson deals to Patek. Here's the delivery. Patek swinging on the first pitch, sends this one to left field, going back on this ball. So Patek gave it a bit of a ride, but short of the track, Goose Goslin makes the catch. So 2 away, and we're back at the top of the order for Kansas City and Johnny Damon. And I always think of Johnny Damon. I know he played for so many teams. I always think of Johnny Damon as a Boston Red Sox player. And I think it's kind of funny how you just associate a player. I think of Torrey Hunter with the Angels. Just associate players with franchises. It ain't like the old days where they stay there almost their whole careers, or in the cases like, you know, Lou Gehrig and Roberto Clemente, their entire careers with the same club. Walter Johnson deals with 2 down and the 1-1 to Johnny Damon. Damon swings, hard hit ground ball to first. And up with it, and it's going to be a close play at first. Justin Morneau lunging, tossing from his knees, throws on to Johnson covering. But Johnny Damon legs out the infield hit. So these teams now tied in hits at 2 apiece. And here comes Frank White, who's 1 for 1. Johnson works home to him, the 1-2. And this one sent out to center field in the gap. This is going to get down and bounce to the wall. So Frank White with the double, and this one's going to score one. Coming into that RBI double, coming in to score is Johnny Damon. So Kansas City jumping out to a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third. Patek did have good speed. He did. He could steal bases. John DFW talking about the blimp view, the cheap seats. It looks like a very sexy version of Diamond Mine Baseball, right? Sound's going to cut out for a second, guys. Just want to check something. I'm still here. But, hey, the Pittsburgh Pirates snap their 7-game skid and defeat the Colorado Rockies 2-0. All right, thank you, Bucks. So hopefully Milwaukee loses and we hold on to first place in the National League Central. All right, back to action here. George Brett batting with 2 down and 1 in for Kansas City. Frank White in scoring position. Mauer sets up for Walter Johnson. Here is the wind in the delivery by the big train. And George Brett takes ball 4. So that one, a 4-pitch walk. And here's Carlos Beltran, who's nothing for 1. 2-1, Frank White at second. George Brett on first. 1-0 Royals lead here in the top of the 3rd. The big train deals to Beltran. Beltran sends this first pitch to center field, and this is going to get down for a base hit. Beltran will not get the RBI as they flash the stop sign at Frank White. So 2 on, or bases loaded, I'm sorry, bases loaded. Frank White at second, Frank White at third, George Brett at second, and Carlos Beltran at first. I was getting sleepy. And here's Mike Sweeney. George Brett dealing, or Walter Johnson dealing, I'm sorry, here it comes. Sweeney swings, grounded to second. This should end the inning, and indeed it does. So the Kansas City Royals leave them loaded, but they pick up a run. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and it's the Royals 1, the Twins nothing. And Minnesota set up Joe Mauer, Rod Carew, Torrey Hunter. Brett Saberhagen has struck out 1. The 0-1 to Mauer. Lefty rips. Little grounder to first, and basically just putting his toe on the bag is Mike Sweeney. So 3 unassisted, 1 away. Rod Carew now, we're back at the top of the order for Minnesota. He has nothing for 1. The lefty waits for Saberhagen's delivery. Here is the 1-2 to Carew. And Rod Carew swinging. This one looked like it was too far inside, but Carew going after it anyhow. So that's Saberhagen's second strikeout of the game. 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. Torrey Hunter, who's nothing for 1. Saberhagen winds, and the 1-1. Torrey Hunter swings, high fly ball, center field. And coming in a bit and to his right, making the catch is Carlos Beltran, locking in on it and bringing it down. So Minnesota goes down in order, and we go to the top of the 4th. It's 1-0 Royals. John Mayberry, Jermaine Dye, and Darrell Porter due up. Walter Johnson, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, and touched up for a run. So Saberhagen working on a 2-hit shutout right now. Johnson with the 1-1. Mayberry swings. This one, soft fly ball to left field. And sauntering over to his left is Goose Gosling. And taps the glove and makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Jermaine Dye now, who was nothing for 1. Johnson sets and fires. The count even on Jermaine Dye. Dye cuts and misses. So another fastball by Walter Johnson, and that one is number 5. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Darrell Porter now unsuccessful thus far against the big train. The 3-1 coming from Johnson. Johnson giving up the free pass. So the 2-out walk, the second walk issued by Johnson in the game. And it brings up Freddie Patak now. Darrell Porter, average speed at first. Will pick his spots, but probably not going to run on Joe Mauer, and especially in a 2-out situation. The 1-0 to Patak. And Patak swings. Fly ball to center. And a tap of the glove again. And right into it is Torrey Hunter. Side retired. Kansas City manages a walk, strands a runner, And we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's the Royals 1 and the Twins nothing. Justin Morneau, Harmon Killebrew, and Tony Oliva due up for the Minnesota Twins. And I think I asked before, and I forgot if I got an answer. Are there any Minnesota Twins fans in the community? I don't remember. I really don't remember. Jackass Whiskey says Walter Johnson's just afraid of killing the batter with the fastball. Don't hold back, Walter. All right. Morneau 1 for 1 against Brett Saberhagen. Saberhagen sets and fires. Lefty Morneau tripled his last time up. Swings. Weak grounder to third. And George Brett, the 5-3 putout, fires onto Mike Sweeney for the first out of the inning. Harmon Killebrew now. Swing of the bat. Killebrew to tie it up. No home runs yet in the season for Killebrew, 39 at bats. Saberhagen, payoff pitch now to the killer. And Killebrew lays off and takes ball 4 inside. So Brett Saberhagen issuing his first free pass. Killebrew on at first for Tony Oliva. Saberhagen deals to Oliva. Oliva, well, and what's going on here? I think that the Minnesota manager was having a bit of an aneurysm as Killebrew was stealing. I don't know if they were trying some sort of what weird hoodoo was going on there, but so Harmon Killebrew, showing that he is not Ty Cobb or Hannes Wagner or Slide Billy Hamilton, is gone down. All right, 2 away here. Base is empty. Oliva back in the box. That was just bizarre. But you know what? You see it happening in real baseball as well. Saberhagen deals the 1-0 to Tony Oliva. Oliva swings, and this one lined to short. Freddie Patek snagging it out of the air. Side retired. And a weird base running something or other does not help the Minnesota cause. We go to the 5th. It's the Royals 1 and the Twins nothing. Brad Church, he says, sounded good, Dr. Beatles. Brad, haven't seen you in a while. I think I saw you in, was it Robert's chat, or did I see you in Legends last time? Anyhow, good to see you, my friend. It's all too rare to get to see you here, so thanks for coming in, my friend. So Jackass Whiskey says he was a Twins fan. Just wondering if we have any current Twins fans in the community. I like them. I'm not a fan, but I'm just curious. I like both these teams. I'm just not a fan of either one, I guess. All right, Johnny Damon, Frank White, and George Brett, the number 1, 2, 3 hitters for the Kansas City Royals, due up. Johnny Damon is 1 for 2. Walter Johnson, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks through 4 innings. The big train winds and fires. Wait a minute, we have a rain delay here at Target Field. This game not official. So, rain delay over, lasting 29 minutes. There's nothing like temporal displacement. Let's look at the weather and see what the forecast is going to be. We still have a light rain falling here in Minnesota, and it's 42 degrees, so it's not one of those nice rains, is it? All right, Damon back in the box. Here we go, the 1-2 delivery from Walter Johnson. Damon swings. This one, lazy fly ball to left, and measuring it is Goose Gosselin, calling off Torrey Hunter. So 1 up, 1 down, and here is Frank White, who's 2 for 2, including a run batted in against Johnson. The big train deals to him. Run scoring double. Anyhow, this one's going to get down into the glove. Sinking liner to Goose Gosselin, and that will be out number 2. So that was a run scoring double for Frank White. The only scoring in this game, the lone run. And in fact, Kansas City leaving them loaded back in the 3rd. Oh, Cousin Ken says, First franchise game in the books. So again, guys, what he picked up is the APA pre-expansion all-time great franchise is the original Sweet 16. First franchise game in the books. Vern Stevens walks off the Yanks in 10. 4-3 final. Joe Page gets the loss. Ellis Kinder with the win. And he says, I think you're going to love this set. You are going to love it, man. You are going to love it. John DFW says, imagine if Walter Johnson had played with this kind of team behind him. That's why I say he was the greatest pitcher in baseball. Because he didn't, and not taking anything away, but again, he didn't have the run support of Christy Mathewson. Didn't have the run support of Carl Hubble. Didn't have the run support of, you know, the Smokey Joe Wood had, or whatever. Wood, certainly not a Hall of Fame pitcher, but had that great year in 1912. Had Walter Johnson had some offense on him. Wow. And could you imagine if Joe Cantillon, right? If he had, you know, they needed the money, right? Cantillon and Clark Griffith needing the money. Washington had dealt Johnson to the Giants. Do you imagine Christy Mathewson and Walter Johnson on that New York Giants rotation? Whew. The Giants would have just, oh my God. The fact that Walter Johnson, I mean, did what he did without that run support is just mind-blowing. Look him up on Baseball Reference. Look at that black ink all over the place. Yet becoming a forgotten player by the casual baseball fan. Hopefully they know him in Minnesota at least. And in Washington, D.C. Johnson deals full count to George Brett. George Brett lays off and gets the walk. So Johnson missing on that pitch. That fastball low, and Brett with a good eye up there. So George Brett aboard. And here's Carlos Beltran. He's managed to hit off of Johnson. Kansas City has gotten 4 off of him. Beltran singled his last time up. And Johnson now losing the strike zone a little bit. Could Johnson have been affected by this rain delay? So back-to-back walks issued by the big train. 2 down, and here's Mike Sweeney. Nothing for 2. Brett at second, Beltran at first. 2 away here in the top of the 5th. 1-0 Royals lead. As Walter Johnson fires it in. And 3 walks now, back to back to back. What's going on here with the big train? John DFW and I talking about the big train. And he's walked up loaded. Brett at third, Beltran at second, Sweeney at first. Johnson in a world of trouble here. Needs to get John Mayberry. John Mayberry's unsuccessful in 2 attempts against the big train now. Sets and fires. Mayberry swings, fly ball, center field, and running hard toward his right and bringing it down. Nice running catch in center, Torrey Hunter. So this one could have been an absolute Mongolian cluster bleep, but instead, no runs, no hits, 3 walks, 3 left on. The Royals maintain that 1-0 lead. In Minnesota now here in the bottom of the 5th will send up Kent Herbeck, Goose Goslin, and Roy Smalley. And that'd be Roy Smalley the third to those of you who are keeping score. So Herbeck 1 for 1, DH duties for him. Saberhagen right now pitching a 2-hitter. And Kent Herbeck is one of those 2 hits. Saberhagen winds and fires. Here is the 1-2 pitch to Kent Herbeck. Herbeck swings. This one a liner into the gap and left. This will get down extra bases. Minnesota getting the leadoff double by Kent Herbeck. So the tying run now in scoring position for the Minnesota 9. And you guys know, I don't use the play-by-play too much that's going on up the top, but it goes going a little more slowly. I'm taking took advice from Christopher Slovic. So if you play out of the Park 24, put animation on slow. It does slow the play-by-play a little bit, but for the scale of the parks, it looks more natural. I like it. So give it a shot, see what you think if you're an out-of-the-park player. John, by the way, I wanted to ask you, man, what's going on with that World Series? Did you finish that 1965 World Series? It's been a few days. So John also saying, he says, I'm thinking of redoing these teams and having the players on the teams they made their ML debut with. So Greg Maddux on the Cubs, Smith on the Padres, Barry Bonds on the Pirates. That would be fun. And pretty easy to do, too. Just go around and trade everybody. John, I think that would be fun. Do it, man. I think it'd be fun to see Ozzie Smith as a San Diego Padre. I mean, I know Ozzie Smith as a Cardinal. So, I mean, of course I know Bonds was a Pirate, so. Twins are leading the 1965 World Series 3-2, going back to Minnesota for Game 6. Come on, Twins. So John DFW replaying the 1965 World Series in Out of the Park 24. Go Twins. All right, Goose Goslin now. Batting with a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Nothing, or Goose, nothing for one against Saberhagen today. Here is the 3-2 pitch to Goslin, who swings and misses on that full count. So nice one, this little curveball dropped in there by Saberhagen. 1 out, Herbeck remains at second. Roy Smalley, nothing for one. Tying run at second for Minnesota. Saberhagen brings it to Smalley, and Smalley sends this one to center field. I don't think this is going to be deep enough for the runner to advance. It will not. So Herbeck feinting to third, but doesn't have the wheels. So will Minnesota waste an opportunity here? Joe Mauer certainly has some pop. 3 home runs in the season thus far. He's batted in 3. But Minnesota going with a runner in scoring position, no outs, to a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. Down 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Had a 29-minute rain delay in the game. Saberhagen winds and fires the 3-1 to Mauer. Mauer swings, and this one, a soft one. This one going to the gap into left center. And Joe Mauer with 2 outs scores Kent Herbeck from second, and the Twins tie it up here in the bottom of the 5th. It's 1-1. This game started to look a little bit like Game 1 that we had tonight between the Cardinals and Cubs. So Joe Mauer perched at second, and here's Rod Carew, favorite of baseball fans everywhere. Nothing for 2 tonight for Carew, hitting .294. Saberhagen sets and fires, and Carew sends this one. This is going to be off the wall and right, and Rod Carew has just given the Minnesota Twins the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. And Carew going for 3, and the head first slide, and he is in there minutes ahead of the throw tag. So Joe Mauer scoring on the triple, and Minnesota now leading 2-1 at the bottom of the 5th. Because I love triples, got to look at it. And there it goes. Bouncing around all over the place there. Censored by the cameraman, apparently. And the throw to third, and again, I mean, Carew had it beat all the way. So 2-1 Minnesota here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 good ball games tonight, at least up into the, what was it, the 6th inning of the last game. Torrey Hunter now. So Saberhagen had a shutout going, but now the Twins getting to him. Carew 90 feet away with a potential 3rd Twin run. Saberhagen from the stretch in the 1-1 to Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter batting 0-0-0-0 with runners in scoring position, and will continue to do so as he flies out to Carlos Beltran in center. But Minnesota picks up 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 stranded at third, but the Twins take a 2-1 lead as we go to the top of inning number 6. Oh, absolutely. So you don't like Mauer. What's wrong with Joe Mauer? Hell of an athlete. maybe as a person or as a player. But yeah, Rod Carew. It's kind of hard to not like Rod Carew. But just curious, what is it about Joe Mauer you don't like? Just curious. All right, Walter Johnson now with a 2-1 lead. Let's see if he settles down. Johnson has struck out 5, but uncharacteristically has walked 5. Walter Johnson, not a pitcher that gave up a lot of walks. So, I mean, Nolan Ryan, big strikeout pitcher, but walked a hell of a lot of batters too. Walter Johnson, a little off tonight now. And again, this happening after that 29-minute rain delay, as Jermaine Dye is set to lead it off here for Kansas City in the top of the 6th. Dye 0-for-2 against the big train. Joe Mauer sets the target for Johnson. The 0-2 now to Jermaine Dye. Struck out his last time against Johnson. And that's not going to happen this time. This one driven to right. And this one is out of here. So the Twins lead lasts for like a batter. That's it. 397 feet by Jermaine Dye. And Kansas City has just tied it up 2-2. So Walter Johnson found the strike zone, and that ball just clobbered. So Jermaine Dye going the other way on this one. And here it comes. And there she goes. This one almost hitting the upper deck there. Jermaine Dye, that ball is history. If Shelby Foote was alive, the great writer, great contributor to the Ken Burns Civil War documentary, Shelby Foote would have written a book about that home run. So gone, gone, gone. Darrell Porter now batting with nobody out, and your score tied here in the 6th. Catcher bats left-handed. Walter Johnson with the 1-1 to Porter, who walked his last time up. And Porter sends this one out to center field, and making a running catch to his right is Torrey Hunter. Makes the grab for 1 out. And that's it. Walter Johnson's day is done. Minnesota has seen enough. And Glenn Perkins will come on now for the Minnesota Twins. Perkins in the season, 1 win, no losses, 4 2/3 innings worked, 1 hit, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, an ERA of 0. So lefty finishing his warm-up pitches. The 1-2. Now Perkins to Freddie Patek. Patek swings. This one line to center. Base hit. So Freddie Patek of the Ward, and as Jackass Whiskey mentioned, Patek had speed, and indeed he does. Look at those numbers, all in blue. And here's Hal McRae. So we have a pinch hitter now for Kansas City. McRae 0-for-3 in the season. Let's look at McRae, where he's going to hit him. Mostly going to pull it off to Smalley if it stays in the infield, usually. Lefty Perkins delivers, and the runner goes. Patek going. Mauer gunning the tag, and he is safe. So Freddie Patek has thefted his second base of the season. And Hal McRae back in, and the 2-2 on him coming in. Big swing and a miss. D-right 3. So Perkins making a nice pitch there. 2 away. Patek in scoring position. Frank White. Great day for him so far. 2-for-3 with a run batted in. The southpaw deals. Count even on Frank White, and Frank White swings right through this fastball. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, a runner left in scoring position, and the Royals tie it up thanks to the Jermaine Dye 397-foot shot to right. It is 2-2, and we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Justin Morneau, Harmon Killebrew, and Tony Oliva due up for the Minnesota Twins. I don't think he's the best of the Twins bullpen, coming on in middle relief. So Walter Johnson gets the hook. Brett Saberhagen's still in there. Saberhagen has thrown 70 pitches. Looks like he's starting to get on the low side of fuel here as Morneau steps in. Justin is 1 for 2. Saberhagen with 3 strikeouts and a walk through 5 innings of work. 3-0 to Morneau. Morneau swings in his 3-0 pitch, and he'll just sort of golf this one into left for a base hit. So that's the 6th hit by Minnesota, and these teams tied in all 3 important categories, 2, 6, and 0. Here's Killebrew, nothing for 1. Minnesota still waiting for the killer to crank one. Morneau leads off first. Saberhagen sets, delivers. The 1-0 to Killebrew. Killebrew lines this one to right field, and this will get down for a base hit. Morneau had to hold on for a second. It looked like that ball was going to be caught. But Jermaine Dye playing it on the bounce. So 2 aboard, Morneau at second, Killebrew at first. If you remember, in a bizarre play with Tony Oliva up earlier in the game, Killebrew was running. Don't know if he had his singles mixed up or singles mixed up or what, but Killebrew slower there than Robbie Wartburg, wooing a woman, huh? Sorry, Robbie, you know I had to get that in there too. You brought up not having a wife earlier in the game. If indeed you're still here. All right, Saberhagen to face Tony Oliva, who's nothing for 2. Twins threatening here with a runner in scoring position. Saberhagen looking for the double play ball. Oliva lined out as last time, and this one he goes the other way to left, and ranging over, making the catch. In left center field is Hal McRae calling off Carlos Beltran. So 1 away for Kent Herbeck, 2 for 2. Delivery to Herbeck. 1-1, he swings. Easy grounder to first, they're gonna turn 2. 3-6-3, double play. Sweeney to Patek to Sweeney. So Minnesota strands 2. And we head to the 7th inning, and we are knotted at 2. Yeah, or slower than his 1908 replay. That's right. That is absolutely right. Robbie Wartburg into year 4 of his 1908 replay. Jackass Whiskey, wondering why the AI chooses things. I have no idea. Because it's a game. I don't know. What? But in real life, why did again, just one of many examples, but why did Jimmy Leyland choose Ted Power to start Game 3 of the 1990 LCS? And his reasoning was because Ted Power used to be a Cincinnati Red, and therefore knew the batters very well. So I don't know. I'm as mystified by human major league managers as I am by computer managers. Why did Babe Ruth try to steal second in the 1926 World Series? You guys knew that was coming. Billy Butler will pinch hit here and start off festivities for the Kansas City Royals here in the top of the 7th inning. Just looking around here and everything sort of copacetic. Good Perkins with 2 strikeouts, 3-2 pitch to Billy Butler. And Butler goes down a swinging fastball by Perkins. I don't know. You know, maybe the AI went to him, Jackass Whiskey, because he's 1-0 and an ERA of 0 and 8 strikeouts. Maybe that's why. Could be. I don't know. We can put it up for a vote, though. We can definitely put it up for a vote. Ken Castro says, take a bow of respect for Robbie's long replays of the PCL, the 1920s, the Federal League, Baseball for Windows Draft League, 1908, the Howie Shanks League that he's doing now. But he is kidding. Indeed, he's kidding. Robbie's a renaissance man. He's a man of many projects. A man he does it all, and other sports too. So, but he's our Robbie. It wouldn't be Robbie if he only had like 2 projects going. I'd be like, what's wrong? Joe Mauer sets the target as Carlos Beltran steps in. He's 1 for 2. Full count to Beltran. And Beltran sends this one high and only semi-deep to center. Torrey Hunter goes back and snags that one for out number 2. And here's Mike Sweeney. Perkins with the 1-2 to Sweeney now. Sweeney, chopping ground ball to second, and this one bobbled. And Rod Carew making the error, so E4. And that's his first of the year. And that allows Mike Sweeney on first. And now who do we see? We see Eddie Guardado. Eddie Guardado. 2 strikeouts. So it looks like his job is going to be to try to get Danny Tartable. So Tartable in there now as DH, and he is 0 for 1. So getting into the later innings here, and each team going to their bullpen and to their benches. All right, the lefty Guardado deals. Danny Tartable, swing and a miss. Inning over, so the error by Rod Carew does not hurt Minnesota. 17 stretch time here at Target Field. The Twin Cities, we are knotted at 2, Kansas City and Minnesota. Wouldn't be the same if Aaron Reed is not here during the 7th inning stretch saying, let me hear ya. Channeling his Harry Carey. We're going to get him on here for an out-of-the-park game. Doing some chatting some night here soon. Tomorrow night is going to be Howie Shanks, provided to see who's playing what. So it'll be Howie Shanks tomorrow. And Ken rolling up a game. Didn't know he was here, so we'll hold off at KCCL. Looking forward to getting back to those 19th century players, cousin. All right, Goose Goslin now. He is 0 for 2. Kevin Seitzer will be playing third now for Kansas City. And that is your only defensive change. Kevin Seitzer. Oh, and Hal McRae will stay into play left. Goslin bats from the left, nothing for 2, 1 of 2. Well, now the only Washington Senator in this lineup, Goose Goslin. Saberhagen has fanned 3, walked 1. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Saberhagen to Goslin. Struck out last time, and this one looped to center, and this gets down for a base hit for Goose Goslin, making a big, big turn at first. So Goslin aboard, decent speed for Roy Smalley. Smalley nothing for 2. Saberhagen with a check of the runner. Sweeney holding him close. The pitch to Smalley. Smalley showing bunt, and he gets it down, and the only play will be to first. So Sweeney tossing on to Saberhagen covering, and the sacrifice successful. Goose Goslin now in scoring position. Little small ball action here at the bottom of the 7th as Joe Mauer steps in. 1 for 2, the run batted in. Cousin Ken says that He says, we have tickets for Kauffman Stadium next month to see Ohtani, Trout, and Witt. Baseball and barbecue. Enjoy it, man. I know that you and your son are going to have a great time. Jackass Whiskey says, if I was Walter Johnson's game, I would have been. You're taking me out for him? World's Worst Gamer answering Cousin Ken as to what he's doing in gaming. World's Worst Gamer says 1930 replay for Brooklyn and New York in Action PC, but not playing many games per day these days. Did a few exhibitions with 1979 and 1930 and replay baseball for PC. Baseball for PC, but fun, but so playing video games more, also following my New Jersey Devils on their playoff run. All right, yeah, good stuff. Both good years, 1979, 1930. I know World's Worst Gamer likes a lot of power. In 1930, what a power year that was. All right, Joe Mauer, Jackass Whiskey and Pinto Beans' favorite player at the dish. Just messing with you, Jackass. It's all good. Joe Mauer 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Gosselin, good speed at second. Saberhagen fires the 1-1 pitch to Mauer. Run scoring double his last time up. This one grounded to second. And the only play for the Royals will be to first. And Goose Gosselin moving over to third. So station to station here. And it brings up Rod Carew, 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Back at the top of the order for the Twins. Saberhagen works the 3-1 to Rod Carew. And this one, a comebacker to Saberhagen. Saberhagen has it and goes to first, and that is the inning. So the Twins, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We are deadlocked at 2 as we go to the 8th. So this game, so far, nothing like our St. Louis and Chicago game now. As I grab a stogie. As Robbie does chime in, he is indeed a man of many projects. Laugh out loud, he says. Yep. So Robbie, check my Facebook page, my new cover, man. I designed a pretty nice looking woman up there. Getting some nice comments on her, by the way. She's hand drawn. This one is not done in Blender. She's not a 3D model. A drawing. And I think she's cute, man. She's got black hair and kind of like very light brown eyes. So still finding one of these women, Robbie, that I designed is gonna eventually do like weird science, and she's gonna become real, and I'm gonna send her down to the Lone Star State. All right, here we go. Jermaine Dye at the top of the 8th now. Jermaine Dye, solo shot his last time up. He is 1 for 3. Eddie Guardado will stay in. He has worked a third of an inning. He's got a strikeout, so did his job. The 3-1 delivery to Jermaine Dye. Dye swings, and this one a little number out in front of the plate. And up with it is Joe Mauer, and fires it on to Justin Morneau for the out. And here's Amos Otis into pinch hit now, a favorite of many Royals fans. Otis 1 for 3 in the season. Guardado peers in, has the sign from Joe Mauer. Here's the pitch to Otis. Lefty deals, Otis swings. Weak ground ball to second. Otis has good speed though, but fielding it, taking his time is Rod Carew. Rod Carew with his first error of the year earlier in the game. 2 up, 2 down for Freddie Patek. Patek 1 for 3. Guardado deals the 2-1 to the diminutive shortstop. And little comebacker to the mound. Guardado off the bump to his left. Fires it on to first, and that will retire the side. The Royals go in order, and we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and we are still knotted at 2. As Torrey Hunter will lead it off here, followed by Justin Morneau and Harmon Killebrew. And catching now John Wathen for the Kansas City Royals. Let's see if we can have a little peek at Wathen. So 0 for 2 in the season thus far when we see him. And not due up for a long time. May not even make it to an at-bat. Saberhagen deals the 0-1 delivery to Torrey Hunter. Flied out to right center to Beltran his last time up. And he gets a hold of this one in the gap to right. This one will be easily extra bases. Torrey Hunter with a leadoff double on the 0-1 pitch. Beltran, I mean, actually just tearing back in that ball, but Torrey Hunter got some good contact on that ball. So runner in scoring position here for Minnesota in the bottom of the 8th. Critical at bat here for Morneau, who is 2 for 3. Hunter has good speed. Excellent chance for Minnesota to jump in the lead here. Saberhagen has been tough. It's 2-2. Saberhagen, though, running out of gas, it looks like. Here's the delivery. And fly ball, center field, and making the catch is Carlos Beltran. So 1 down, Torrey Hunter gets back to second. Hunter thought about running, but not going to run on Carlos Beltran. Not in this situation. So Hunter remains in scoring position, and here's Harmon Killebrew. Fans inching forward in their seat as the killer steps in on the right side of the box. Saberhagen gutting it out there. Here's the pitch to Harmon Killebrew. Singled his last time up. Killebrew sends this one fly ball to right field, and this one is going to hit the wall, and Killebrew has himself at least an RBI double. Killebrew going for 3. That ball was deep enough. Killebrew, oh my God, Killebrew coming home. Here's the throw to the plate, the tag. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I'm sort of feeling like Russ Hodges here. So Killebrew getting the advantage of the ball bouncing all over the damn place out there. And Killebrew gets the home run, but not the way you would expect it. An inside the park job. And Minnesota jumps out into the lead. 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Unbelievable. Wow. I'll take it. Holy moly, says Ken Castro. And World's Worst Gamer says, what? I know, right? Cousin Ken talked about the seats that they have at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. And he says, yeah, he says the seats are great, but it's going to be ramen for the next few months. Wow. Okay, so, oh, Doctor, right? What is it that in League of Their Own? Oh, Doctor, seen it all. Whatever, Lenny and Squiggy. The guy that played Squiggy was the announcer in A League of Their Own. That was crazy. So Killebrew earlier in the game gets caught stealing, then hits an inside the park home run. I guess it's all evened out now. All right, anyhow, with that being said, Joakim Soria comes in now. Saberhagen's day is done. He was almost out of gas anyhow. 1 out. Base is empty for Soria in the season. 4 innings worked, 6 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and an ERA he'd rather us not talk about. So we won't say that it's a 15.75 earned run average. We'll just pretend that it wasn't. Righty finishing his warm-up pitches as Tony Oliva steps in. Ken Herbeck waiting on deck. Goose Goslin in the hole. Should Oliva get a hit. Soria deals. The 0-2 to the lefty Oliva. Tony Oliva swings. Weak grounder to second. Plenty of time for Roy White to fire on to Mike Sweeney for the 4-3 putout. 2 down for Ken Herbeck now. Soria has the sign he likes from John Wath, and here is the 2-2 delivery. Grounded to first. Oh, tried to hold up, but could not do it. So Herbeck strikes out to end the inning. However, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and none left. And we go to the top of the 9th inning. The Minnesota Twins leading the Kansas City Royals 4-2. Joe Nathan, who is on my team, I know that for sure because he kind of got touched up a little bit in my game yesterday against MV's Manchester Red Bulls. Joe Nathan on for the save now. 1 win, no losses. 6 hits for Nathan, 3 earned runs, a walk and a strikeout, an ERA of 9. Ozzie Blugies, we have now another Washington Senator in the lineup, will come into play third in there for his defense. So the highlight of this game, Harmon Killebrew, the inside the park home run. Joe Nathan sets and fires to Hal McRae. Here's the pitch. McRae swings, fly ball into the gap and right, but ranging to his right is Tony Oliva. So 1 up, 1 down for the Royals here in the 9th. And here's Willie Aikens to pinch hit. Aikens 3 for 9 in the season. Joe Nathan fires it in. Count even on Aikens. Aikens looks at a called strike 3 in the inside corner. What a great pitch there by Joe Nathan. And here's Willie Wilson. Willie Wilson hitting 330, 366 with an RBI. It's down to Wilson. The lefty waits for the Joe Nathan delivery, and here it comes. Wilson swings, fly ball to center, going back, and now coming in a bit on it, and making the catch to end the game is Torrey Hunter. And on one of the strangest things I've ever seen, Minnesota Twins win it on the inside the park home run by none other than Harmon. Let's look at the recap, and that's it. Minnesota Twins and Kansas City Royals played an exciting game. Well, it was a crazy game, I'll say that. The Twins bested the Kansas City Royals 4-2 at Target Field. Harmon Killebrew was one of the standouts. He went 2 for 3 with a home run and a walk while adding 2 RBI and scoring once. Eddie Guardado, now 1-0, was credited with the win. He allowed no runs on no hits while striking out 1 and walking none. Killebrew had a game-changing home run in the bottom of the 8th. Boy, that cracks me up. On a 2-1 fastball from Brett Saberhagen, he banged a 2-run homer to right and an inside-the-park job, giving the Twins a 4-2 lead. First home run of the year for the killer. So the Royals dropped to 5-6. And the Twins improved to 6-5. And your player of the game is Harmon Killebrew. So Brett Saberhagen, tagged with the loss, goes to 1-2. Joe Nathan picks up the save. And let's leave the game. And let's save the game. All right. This was fun. 12 people. 12 people in to hear me say goodbye. Oh, Christopher Slovic is... I can't say he's in the ballpark now that we've left the ballpark, but he's back here at Beatles Eternally Central, as it were, where I don't have who's the Yankees ass kisser on the MLB network? Russo, something Russo. What's his first name? Whatever. Anyhow, Christopher, good to see you. Protests happening. Oh, over there. Oh my God. Oof. You be careful over there, my friend. Be careful, be careful, be careful. There's Clinton Parks. Haven't seen him in a while. Good to see you, Clinton. Good to see you, Christopher. Please be careful over there, man. Check in with us. If it's leaving comments, coming in, whatever. You say it's all good internal strife. Well, it's getting weird in Northern Ireland, too, but... I mean, if it was protests in France, I wouldn't worry so much. because the French are always protesting stuff, aren't they? Let's check in. Robbie Wartburg has been absent for a long time from the chat because his Rangers are on the road, so I guess Robbie just doesn't like us anymore. I don't know. So right now, Robbie's Rangers are in Seattle, 2-1 over the Seattle Mariners. Now, Robbie's team, um, great start this year from them and continuing. So Robbie, my Bucks won tonight, and it'd be nice to see us in the postseason. But you guys have a much better chance, obviously. But good stuff. Who else? Let's see. Well, so Steve's Tigers beating the Cleveland Indians 6-2 today. I'm looking at everybody's favorite teams. What'd the Red Sox do? Did they do anything today? Red Sox. That American League East is crazy. Okay, no Red Sox today, I guess. Oh, they play the Braves next, huh? But man, those Tampa Bay is just what do you do? How do you solve a problem like Tampa Bay? What brought the dander up in Northern Ireland is the Good Friday. I can't remember if it's the Loyalists or the Nationalists. Somebody stormed out. Everything's a mess in Stormont. They've actually raised the sort of terror threat level up there, over there, I should say. And I have some friends going to Ireland and Scotland. They're only spending one day in Belfast, and as long as they stay in Belfast City, they'll be fine. I told them don't go walking around in any of the neighborhoods because they still have the peace walls and up there, and Protestant bus stops, Catholic bus stops, whatever. And there's also Clinton. There's a third party over there trying to be like the middle way between the loyalists and nationalists, and their complaint is they're not being heard. So it's not to where it was in the 1970s with the Troubles, but it's a little shaky in Northern Ireland right now. Dan Burke, Northern Ireland has not had a working government for over a year due to the strife between both parties. And good Irishman coming in and pretty much saying what an Irishman has told you. Absolutely, Dan. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully the Good Friday Agreement can somehow be salvaged, but who knows? Well, yes, Ireland should be one country. I bleed so green. Yes, I do, and it should be. And it will be. Shakir as we say. Our day is coming. It will happen. I just don't want it to resort to violence. Okay, Dan, I appreciate you. Yeah, you're always welcome. Comment, whatever. Glad to see you. Glad you enjoyed the games. We did 2 tonight. So tomorrow night, we'll do a Howie Shanks game. That's our Howie Shanks Bingo Baseball League on Action PC Baseball. And if time permits, we either do 2 of those, or if Ken Castro's around, we'll do a KCCL game. Always a lot of fun there. So guys, this was a lot of fun, and thank you very much. As always, I hope you get a chance to visit Ireland, Aaron. The people are lovely there. Now, there's nothing wrong with pushback, but the history of the island is not a pretty one, and pushback over there turns into an absolute conflagration. And that's one thing those of us of Irish blood do not want. I don't want to see the IRA or the UVF getting back into business. The UVF, of course, the loyalist militant terrorist group. Everybody knows about the IRA, but the UVF every bit as nasty as the Irish Republican Army. So, anyhow, there's right. So the area of Pennsylvania. Now, it's kind of funny. So I live near what was called Derry Township. And so there is, of course, there's an awareness. There's a lot of Irish here in the Commonwealth. And so within Derry Township, there is a place called Londonderry, which is kind of weird because if you're in Londonderry, right, in Northern Ireland, and I just use the term Northern Ireland because it is unfortunately part of the United Kingdom. There is a part of Londonderry where it's welcome to free dairy, so it's as Dan says is right. It's not Stormont. It's not been effective. It's not been effective. Um, but the answer is Brits leave Northern Ireland and just return the 6 counties. That's all you got to do. But not going to happen. Not going to happen for a while, I guess. You like Oliver Cromwell, so okay. I'm confused. So on one respect, and I'm trying to be very careful here, as I am a hardcore nationalist, whatever you want to call it. I want a united Ireland. Oliver Cromwell, if you're saying that it should be one country, Oliver Cromwell hated the Irish. Hated the Irish. Oof. Hated them, hated them, hated them. Cromwell was a bastard, and to us, he's a. I think we'd rather deal with the devil, right? Anyhow, but yes, we do agree the Brits need to go. Anyhow, I don't want this to get off into. That'll be for my new channel. We'll probably do a couple. We'll be getting into stuff like that, gaming and politics and all that kind of stuff. But baseball, baseball. Anyhow, my thanks to Dan Burke, Protestants versus Catholics. Um, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Yep, and World's Worst Gamer, he's hanging out there in the Great White North, eh? My thanks to World's Worst Gamer, to Dan Burke. Thank you, Dan, for coming in. Glad to know that you hang out at least in the channel and listen to some baseball occasionally by probably the worst broadcaster here, but at least we have some fun. To Jackass Whiskey and Pinto Beans, to my good friend Christopher Slovic, one of the, I mean, just, you want to listen to some broadcast, Dan, go listen to Christopher Slovic. Guy's amazing. Um, all right, so going back, our good friend Aaron Reed, Clinton Parks, the professor, Ken Castro, the heart and soul of this channel, Robert Wartburg, um, John DFW, always good to see John. Brad Church stopped in for a couple innings. Thank you, John. Big Clue, one of the commissioners of the Howie Shanks League, and what a baseball scholar that dude is. Pretty cool. I haven't seen. Oh, PQ Rivers entertaining Welsh people, so good on him. All the Welshmen I know can sing, except for MV. MV says he can't sing. So, and Robert from RJO Network finished his season recap of 1988, and then starting 3rd of July, he takes a bit of a hiatus. The next season replay he'll be doing is 2016, so Cubs fans should be very happy with that. I was hoping that 1971 was going to be the replay, but it's not to be this time, unfortunately. Clee baseball fan 879 doing a 2007 Cleveland Indians replay. MV was here for a little while. I know he's fast asleep in the United Kingdom. He's actually probably waking up for work. So that's it, guys. And thank you, everybody. Um, yeah, Clinton says he knows Cromwell, Puritan, for lack of a better term, or any term that I could say and get this little tiny channel shut down. And before I say that word, I'm just going to say good night, you guys. It just means the world to me that everybody can come in, hang out, talk some baseball, a little bit of bench jockeying, what have you. I know a lot of people say that this is a nice little end of the day kind of place to hang out for them, and everybody here has really made that's what I think makes our little channel, all of us here, that makes it kind of a fun little place. That you guys can put up with the blatherings of somebody who's no broadcaster at all and hang out. It means a lot, and I'll see everybody. Ed Chris says, is a great start to his day. Thank you, Christopher. All right. And so, yep, got it. Got a mess in the morning, do you? All right. I know. It surprised me Richard Harris played Cromwell. It shocked me that Richard Harris played Cromwell. All right. And Aaron Reed says he loves the blabbery. We'll close on that note. See you guys around the batting cage. Take care.